Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Today, I'm gonna be doing the list of the books I read this year that pleasantly surprised me, that I wasn't really expecting to like, or I didn't have very high expectations for in general. And then they kind of sucker punched me in the face, but in the best way. I ended up loving these books. For this video, I have 4 books that I'm gonna talk about today. Make sure in the comments down below, let me know what pleasant surprises you came across this year. And also, if you read any of these, let me know. Did you also love it? Did you really hate it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Without further ado, let's get into the books. The first book I want to talk about is Cirque, Berzerk by Jessica Guess. And who's texting me at a time like this? I loved this book. I loved it so much. I really thought this is a horror novella, and I thought I was gonna be scared and uncomfortable and have bad dreams, but no, this was a delight. It is darkly funny right off the bat. There's this interesting mix of really cheesy 80s music and really gruesome murder scenes, and that combination, oh my God, it had me giggling. Like I was chuckling at how outrageous it was. To me, it was an unexpected but perfect match. The pacing was really dynamic. I basically read this in one sitting. It was addicting. I could not put it down. This book makes me think maybe I want to go outside my comfort zone a little bit more and try more horror slasher type stories. Like, do I like that genre? I don't know. This book is making me think it's worth a go. Overall, I loved this book. I highly recommend it. I ended up reading it for Black Aweenathon this year. It was so good. Everyone should read it. You should read this. You should definitely read this book. It's really short. It's so fun. It's so interesting. God, it was good. I gave it 4.5 stars. Well, the fact that it has still stuck with me so much, I might need to bump it up to a 5-star because it's really left a lasting impression in my mind. I find myself still thinking about it, and I can already tell I'm gonna reread it. And I don't really reread very often, so I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. The next book that was quite the pleasant little surprise was Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Now, if you watched my most disappointing books of the year video, you'll see that their other book, Punk 57, was on there. Because I liked Birthday Girl so much, I then decided to pick up Punk 57, so that was a bit of a womp womp. Now, for Birthday Girl, I was a little apprehensive going in because I know that this author writes a lot of taboo romances, which I enjoy, but it definitely depends on the book, on the characters, on the author's writing, and so much more. And this is an age gap. She's dating her ex-boyfriend's dad trope. And I really didn't know how I was gonna think about it. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, if I was gonna DNF it. I ended up really enjoying it. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I really liked it. Now, the romance between Pike, the dad, and Jordan, the female protagonist, it really worked for me because Jordan is she has a very mature voice. And a lot of the time I forgot how chronologically young that she was because they almost seemed on a similar maturity scale level. So at no point, it didn't feel obvious to me that he was a lot older than her. So that really worked. They had really good chemistry. I mean, Pike was so hot, so that really helped too. I really thought I was gonna hate this, and I kind of ended up loving it. So for that, it was a pleasant surprise and earned a spot on this list. The next book series I want to include on the pleasant surprise list is the Veronica Speedwell mystery series. I read A Curious Beginning, oh gosh, I don't know when, maybe back in March or April of this year. And guys, it is so good. It also, spoiler alert, is gonna find its way onto my favorites of the year because I loved this series, and I really wasn't expecting to. And for me, this is kind of a cozy mystery series. Now, I've not traditionally read a lot of cozy mysteries, so for people who exclusively read them, I don't know if that's the appropriate genre. But to me, there was mystery, and it was a very cozy, comforting story. And I just didn't know what to expect. I had seen a lot of people talking about it on BookTube, on Book Talk, on Bookstagram. So there was a lot of buzz around it, I feel like at one time during this year. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but let me pick it up, sure. And it's great. It is so great. Veronica and Stoker, you know, for reasons, get stuck together and they have to solve all these mysteries. Their camaraderie, their chemistry, their collaboration, their banter, it is perfect to me. It is perfectly done. The humor in this book, the pacing in all of these books, it's perfectly done. And I really wasn't expecting that. They go on so many adventures together, and it's all so charming. Can you not tell? I loved it. I loved every book in the series. As a whole, the series is absolutely 5 stars. There's some fluctuation, like some books I gave 4.5 stars. Some I gave 5 stars too. But in general, I love all of these. You cannot go wrong. Everyone should read them. The last book I'm going to mention on this list of books that pleasantly surprised me in 2022 is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. I very spontaneously picked this up. I'm not sure if I had heard anyone review it or really talk about it, but the audiobook was available on Hoopla. And so I was really at the time craving these kind of light rom-com style books. I didn't really know much about it, and I loved it. This book, and it's a series of companion novels, follows this group of friends as different characters. They all work in a Renaissance fair in Maryland. And, you know, each book follows one of the characters as they fall in love. It is a delight. Now, in this series, I've not loved all the books the same, but I did really enjoy this first book especially. It was such an unexpected thing. I don't have any direct connection or nostalgia or love for the Renaissance Festival, the Renaissance fairs, but now I'm thinking I gotta go. I was talking to some friends at work, and one of my colleagues was saying that her and her daughter go every year and they get dressed up, and it's like the best time every summer. I feel like I'm missing out, and now I gotta go. So if you have any connection to or love of Renfest, the Renaissance fair stuff, I think if you haven't read this book, you absolutely should. It was just a delight. The romances were like perfectly cheesy. The setting was really sweet. And yeah, overall, this is a really unexpected but fun time. All right, those are the tiny list of books that pleasantly surprised me. I do feel like most of the time I pick up a book because I think I'm really gonna love it. So it's not always a surprise if I think I'm gonna like it and then I like it, like, yeah, that's what I expected. These were books that I really wasn't anticipating liking and completely fell in love with. So that's why they made it on this list. They have a really special place in my bookish heart for this year. And yeah, not too many books made it on this list, but the books that are on it are really great. Again, let me know in the comments down below, what were some books that you read in 2022 that really surprised you in a good way? And feel free to share any of your thoughts if you read any of these. I'd love to hear. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to like and subscribe, that would be great. Help support the channel. And if you're just passing through, because these end of year videos are really fun, I'm glad you were here. Thanks for joining. The last of these end of year wrap up kind of videos will be my favorite books of 2022. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one out before New Year's. We'll see, we'll see. Anyways, that's all I got. Goodbye. I will see you next time. Happy holidays. Bye.